What's up, you guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Chase, and today we'll be talking about Toy Story 5. Now, I've been in person and I kept calling this movie Toy Story 4, which I don't know why, because I liked 4. I enjoyed 4. In fact, when it comes to the whole Toy Story series, I think it's up there. Like, it's the #1 best animated movie series that we will ever have. And I can't say this enough, because who really is Toy Story's competition when it comes to animated film? When it comes to the impact and legacy that Toy Story has left? Crickets. I know. You can't think of a better answer to that. And I have to say this because I got to be honest with you guys. I was one of those people when I saw the announcement of Toy Story 5, and I'm like, we don't need another one. We should have ended off really well on the 3rd one. But then when we got the 4th one, I said the same thing. We ended off with the 3rd one really well. And I really enjoyed the 4th one, and god dang it, the 5th one got me like this again, because I was one of those people that said, we do not need a 5th Toy Story. What are they going to do now? And oh my god, did we need it? Because the actual premise of this movie was definitely needed, especially within today's time and the allegory and the themes that it's going for. Now, if you have not seen a single trailer for Toy Story 5, basically this movie is them coming to terms with the modern world right now, and kids being addicted to iPads, to technology and things like that. And the toys have to come to grip that, well, they're kind of a bit antiquated when it comes to playtime for kids, now that we have things like iPads, apps. People are actually, talking to each other across these iPads, especially little girls and little boys and things like that. So to see a character like Bonnie, who we were introduced to in Toy Story 3, and we kind of see her character progression as a kid, not like a super strong thread, right? But to see her as a kid, and we're finally seeing her being introduced to the iPad being introduced into the household, and being introduced into the group of characters and cast that we already have with the toys that Bonnie owns. Because if you haven't watched Toy Story 4, spoiler alert, Woody kind of leaves the group so he could go and rescue other lost toys with Bo Peep. And this is one of the things I really did enjoy with that move from Toy Story 4, is that it kind of decenters Woody from being the actual main character of the series. And now in this movie, Jessie actually takes the reins of being the main character, and to see what she goes through, her character growth, development, and things that we get in this movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, Buzz Lightyear, he's always going to be Buzz. Now, to me, Buzz's best movie was obviously in Toy Story 1, but I gotta say, him as a supporting character and basically a main character to the B story within these movies, I really do enjoy Buzz Lightyear's character, especially with him having this super high infatuation with Jessie. That boy, hey, he ain't got no riz, he ain't got no game, but he kind of got some game. He kind of smooth with it. But my boy Buzz is trying to, get the bag secured with Jessie, trying to make that his woman. Woody accidentally hears something miscommunicated to him, and he has to come and rescue the gang. And Jessie and Bullseye are kind of the two main characters of this movie right here. And I gotta say, when it comes to a Toy Story movie, Bonnie being a more focused on character was something that we definitely needed, because I feel like we really didn't get that with Andy and his character. Now, I do like Andy. I do have an attachment to Andy because, well, I grew up with the Toy Story series. But to see Bonnie actually be a more prominent character and be a lot more prominent within the story itself, I did find that to be a different angle that I really did enjoy with this Toy Story movie. Now, besides that, the actual adventure aspect when it comes to a Toy Story movie, did I enjoy that? Did I enjoy the new set of toys that we got introduced to and that kind of joined the group as well? Yes to both. I enjoyed both. I highly enjoy it. I honestly have no qualms with this movie. The only one qualm I have, and I don't know if it's a spoiler because I've seen promotional images of this, is all those Buzz Lightyears that you see, and they are literally used in the story as plot convenience. I felt like that was the only part of the movie where I was just like, I'm iffy on it, but I'm having fun. I'm not saying it was super bad to where it deterred my enjoyment from the movie, but looking at it from a narrative standpoint, I'm just like, this was more for a plot convenience, especially with how they were kind of built up to at the beginning of the movie, because they opened the movie to what they actually play into in the movie itself. I was like, it was kind of more of a convenience factor than the actual novelty itself. And we kind of already had a thread like that before with multiple Buzz Lightyears besides the one Buzz that we have. And that's one of the things where I'm just like, kind of been there, kind of done that. But I do like what they did with these Buzz Lightyears in this movie right here, especially with answering the age-old question in Toy Story 1. Why did Buzz know to just start acting like a toy when Andy came in, but as soon as he left, he started acting like he was the actual Star Commander of Star Command and things like that? I'm just like, where's the logic in that? They kind of answer that, but they really don't within this movie, which I do like, because it's a bunch of toys talking and doing things and having adventures. I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief to a certain degree when it comes to these movies. But overall, when it comes to the actual messaging of like the toys versus the digital, the iPads, the things like that, I do like what it was going for in that aspect, but I just wish that it was developed a little bit more. It kind of lingered on it a little bit more because there were certain turning points for characters where I'm just like, that was a bit too quick for me. But I did like some of the resolutions that some of the characters had within their arcs themselves. But besides that, I honestly enjoyed this. And I honestly thought it was gonna be, oh, toys good, iPad's bad. It wasn't really all the way there like that, because it is the people that are actually using the iPads, even though they didn't really touch on the parents actually limiting the screen time, like, you know, making them accountable and responsible for their children being on iPads for so long. But overall, I did like the inclusion and the theme that they kind of went for when it comes to these iPads kind of taking over and being more introduced within these kids' lives of this generation right here, because this is a new era. Like, we're not with Andy no more. We're not with Jessie's old owner anymore. We're with these new kids. We're with these little kids that now we get to see them grow up. And especially with younger kids now coming into the Toy Story franchise who probably aren't even familiar with 1, 2, or 3, them coming into this, they could actually kind of follow this story with Bonnie as their Andy, like Andy was to us. But overall, when it comes to my experience with Toy Story 5, I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I had a good time. I was like, you know what? I was one of those people that was like, we don't need a Toy Story 5, but we got Toy Story 5, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I will say that Toy Story 4, I still think is a better looking movie, because, oh my gosh, the beginning sequence in that movie, astounding. It looks so good. But there is also one other thing I do want to talk about, and I'm gonna glaze it just a little bit real quick. I do like the playing animation, the playing imagination that Bonnie has with these toys, because with Andy it was kind of a bit more realistic and a bit more cinematic. With Bonnie, it's a bit more girly, it's a bit more kind of like a water paint style. So when it comes to her playing with the toys and her imagining her world with her interacting with these toys, I do like it. I do like the fact that it is very different from Andy's style of playing, when we got that more cinematic look into what the toys were doing within their adventures when Andy was playing with them. But overall, let me know if you guys are going to be watching Toy Story 5. I know this is one we didn't need, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm 30 years old. I was in that theater. Your boy choked up a few times. I'm like, thug tear, hold back the thug tear. But I did have a good time with this movie. There were some heartstrings being pulled at some moments, and I'm just like, why? I'm 30 years old. I shouldn't feel like this. But it just takes certain Disney Pixar movies to get that out of your boy. But like I said, if you are going to go watch it this weekend, let me know in the comment section down below. If you have watched it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's say thank you guys for watching. If you are new here and you haven't already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, post the notification bell, and don't forget to like the video itself. But I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. Chase out. Peace. Also, I forgot to say that they're doing irreparable damage to my goat. They made my goat look washed in this movie. No! He has a bald spot. He has a gut. No!